Response video to Pyro. Well, fuck it, no, reaction video, fuck the asshole. He doesn't deserve a response, because he never, ever, ever, ever deals with previous points made. He just keeps talking like there was no counter-argument ever made. And, man, that is really, really annoying, especially in the context of his tool, which allows people to manipulate people's videos in such a way as to quote mine, which I think can be used in a positive way if you're honorable in a debate. But the dishonorable, yeah, we'll just use it to eliminate context, to make it appear like people are saying things they're not actually saying, because they prefaced their remarks, yeah, with a warning or an announcement or a contextual statement. Yeah, so we'll ignore those and just quote mine. So I wish he would just quote mine this video and deal with the specific points that have been repeatedly made. He just keeps ignoring like he's never heard them. And it's just such fucking nonsense. How exactly do I stop my future existence by me personally not having a child? That is the question, okay? You can't stop slavery by not owning slaves yourself. That doesn't solve the problem, quite obviously. And quite obviously, this problem of reproduction, I mean, it's like arguing, well, I haven't had intercourse with the 3.5 billion women on Earth, and therefore have prevented the future human race. Oh, quite obviously, it doesn't work that way. The fact that I'm not filling the hole doesn't mean that somebody else isn't. This is just so stupid. It almost goes to the animal rights issue in a way that, I think slavery is a good enough example. You won't abolish, you won't prevent, you won't liberate the slaves unless you do it quite overtly. You have to do it aggressively, because the slave owners will have an advantage. They will continue their practice. They don't have an ethical barrier to it, and we know that's how the world works. So this is just absolute nonsense. This is not a solution to my problem. This is not a solution to the problem antinatalists are attempting to resolve. Their own conduct is irrelevant to every aspect of the result, and it's a de facto obvious circumstance. I mean, it's just stupid. It's ludicrous to think that's a satisfactory middle ground or something. Oh yeah, no, I'll be opposed to slavery and do absolutely nothing about it. Yeah, I'll be opposed to segregation in the South, but no, I'll do nothing about it. I just won't be a Southerner and I won't segregate. That'll solve the problem. Oh, yeah, so easy. Gee, I guess you think all the world's problems are that fucking simple. Yeah, just say something stupid, sit down, and pretend the problem's gone. And then have a fucking kid, recklessly and stupidly. Brilliant. Yeah, we need more of that in the world. That sure fucking works. So anyway, this is the basic outline, is that there's a few people that keep doing this shit. I noticed that, oh fuck, I'm not going to remember his name. Yaki Kapaki. Well, anyway, the kid that does the drawings. Nice kid, but he made some sort of thing calling it fascism. If the anti-natalist were to impose on the natalists. And again, I just make the argument, what's the fucking point? What's the fucking point of saying it's wrong to create Frankenstein monsters and then just say, well, I just won't do it, but I'll let everybody else do it? Yeah, right. This is the kind of problem where you leave one Adam and Eve behind, and guess what? A few thousand years, you have 7 billion people. So I guess it just doesn't work. You can't control the fucking problem. All right, the problem's controlled as a we. So it's back to my metaphor, Pyrrho, so there's a ride, a roller coaster ride, and there's 4 of you that want to go and 1 of you who doesn't, who gets sick, who hates the ride, can't stand it with a passion. And there's 2 choices. You either all go or you either all don't. That's it. There's no in between. There's no other option. You could almost describe it as you were in a travel group or something, and you had a choice whether you're going to take the bus or you're going to take a plane, or something like that. But it doesn't matter how you change the analogy. But the point is, it's all or nothing. There's no halfway. There's no middle ground that solves the problem. No, this is the rules of the game. Okay? I don't prevent my existence as long as you fuckers keep thinking you have a right to create me. And that's the truth of it. Simple. I can't win your way. I can only lose your way. So isn't that convenient? You create a compromise where I guaranteed lose. Yeah, fuck you. So again, we're back to the question. Where's the right of the dissenter? Where's the right of the individual being imposed upon to veto your frivolous and silly game? And that's what it comes down to. What I've suggested is that breeders should have to articulate a purpose. Just so it's on record even. Just so we have it on record what was in their silly fucktarded heads. So that their kids can read that later. Yeah, more examples. I don't even speak in English. Fucking retards. So anyway, yeah, so that minimum, which should be required, is that they articulate their grand purpose. What's going on in their little weaselly head? And you keep talking like you did some of that. And no, you didn't have anything more grand in your fucking head than any jackass living in a cardboard box in Biafra right now, making the same rationalizations. Oh, he'll invent magic. Yeah, double magic. He'll invent it. And then he can take care of us in our old age. Fuck you people. I'm not here to satisfy your need for unconditional love or your need to put somebody here to do the dirty work you won't fucking do. I mean, you fuckers. Oh, maybe some of the world's problems can be cured in a generation. Yeah, all of them can be cured in a fucking generation. If you assholes would grow the fuck up. Because most of them, 90%, 99% of the world's problems are a contrivance of human irresponsibility. Oh, let's build our house in a 20-year flood zone. I mean, after all, it only floods every 20 years. Fuck. You know, what the fuck? Yeah, so disaster strikes. Duh. Yeah, let's watch billions and billions of dollars worth of resources get fucking wiped out in New Orleans. Yeah. And 4 days later, let's start rebuilding. Yeah, it makes sense. Sure. Clever people. I mean, fuck you bastards. I mean, really, this is so fucking stupid. This is a non-solution to a legitimate civil rights issue. Alright, I first claimed the right to defend animals because they have no advocate. You don't have a right to eat them, you scumbag. You don't have a right to mistreat them, and you don't have a right to leave them to the devices of a DNA molecule that has given them 500 million years of fucking grotesque, silly, nonsensical brutality. Yeah, no, you don't do that. That's like leaving a kid with a convicted sadomasochistic child molester. Yeah, sorry. No sale there. So defend that. Defend your fucking nature that you're glorifying. Defend the price paid for this nonsense. And defend your silly notion that there's somewhere else to go. that the DNA's got some sort of yellow submarine we're all going to get on and fly through the universe and with magic glitter dust shooting out their ass. I mean, fuck you in this bullshit. Account for your fucking sadistic behavior, you bastard. I have no obligation to respect your right. Your right? Where did you derive this fucking right? Because you have a fucking hardware? Because the DNA molecule gave you fucking hardware, you now have a right? That's like saying if you get a car on your 5th birthday, you have a right to drive it. I don't think so, shithead. You actually have to articulate a reason why you're qualified. Let's hear it. Why are you qualified to conduct this experiment, you stupid shit? Answer the fucking question. What qualifies you intellectually, physically, in any way to take care of the disaster dice you're rolling? What? How do you make it up? How do you undo it? Is there an undo button? Is there a fail safe? And don't be giving me your shit that, oh, well, people could have the right to die. Yeah, right. And we could have wings and bumblebee asses. But we don't, asshole. So you can't rely on that fairy tale as an excuse. You have no hope of fixing it if it got out of control. No fucking hope. And if you were a nuclear plant manufacturer, and that's the best you could come up with, is, well, in the future, we'll have a device that completely eliminates the radioactivity fallout. Yeah, go ahead. Let's see if a nuclear plant designer can get away with that. Well, in the future, we'll have a button that stops the meltdown. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. I mean, really, you are getting so fucking obnoxiously disgusting. You address nothing, you say nothing, you're vacant, bullshit arguments, and then you veil all this crap in some kind of response to 2bPyrrhoIllogical. Why don't you just tell that bitch to quit lying? Huh? Why don't you do that? You want to give her some advice? Why don't you tell her to quit fucking lying? And if you're going to have a conversation with her, why don't you tell her, why don't you ask her, well, why haven't you substantiated your claim that Gary has in some way derogatorily commented on your appearance? I mean, realistically, you're saying it's ruined your life. Well, I guess you should have fucking evidence for that. So why don't you do that, Pyro? Why don't you give her that advice? Fucking goddamn people. I really am sick of you fuckers. So anyway, so back to the point that, antinatalism, like any other civil rights kind of war, is going to be just that. It's going to be a war. Now, it can be political, or it can be civil war. It can be the hard way. But it's going to be, because it is the future. The victims of this bullshit now know they're victims. The people who get the burden, who get fucked, they now understand the game's being played here. And they understand that all this is for nothing. And all these lazy asses keep just laying eggs in absolute shit. And then making excuses for walking away. They don't take care of anything. Yeah, Barklord made some kind of comment about how parents do all these wonderful things. And even though they're irresponsible to start with, they do all the blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? For every one of those, I'd argue there's at least 2 parents who don't do a fucking thing. They get drunk and drink beer. They get divorced. They don't pay their child support. I mean, fuck you and that shit. The majority of these breeders don't take care of their responsibility. They let society raise their kids, and that's why their kids turn out to be the little fucking monsters they turn out to be. The delusional half-wits commenting on YouTube. Fuck. So anyway, so back to the point. There's not going to be, even conference report, their little, I don't know, whatever it was, poetry thing, I'd even call it. It wasn't really science fiction, because it was just such bullshit. The point is I don't even think if if the world became anti-natalist, I really don't think they're just going to joyfully bounce around. I think they're just going to get it done. They'll live out whatever life they got. But they're not going to be all that fucking enthusiastic because they know what it's been. They know what it's made of. And the fact is that having to concede that it can't be done right is depressing. It's disappointing that we can't do something, that we don't have any control in this motherfucking cunt universe, that we can't force justice, and we can't force fairness, and we can't force any of this fucking shit that is a basic function of decency, anything that could really be called civilization. Yeah, you can't force it, because the universe is just made out of fucking gas. The universe is a big, fat, ugly, smelly fart, and you can't make anything good out of it. And that's fucking depressing. So anyway, really fucking, I'm just waiting. That's all I can do. Wait. But I'll be back. Like I say, if I'm dead tomorrow, there'll be another me, and another me, and eventually you fuckers, you'll be done in. So anyway, because you're unrealistic and you don't acknowledge the basic truth. We either get out of here graceful or we get out of here ugly. But one way or the other, you're going out. It's over. The game is fucked. Alright. Till next time.